The tallest building over there? No, the gallery's over there.
Nah, that's Austin.
Am I tripping for thinking Austin's like, well,
Yes,
Yes, you are.
That's so
Were you
far
being
away.
serious?
my geographics are not all that great.
No, that's like Katie or something. That's not. No.
Hey, look at the aquarium though.
That's Dallas right there. That's Dallas right there, actually.
That's Dallas right over there.
What's up, everybody? It's Mak Sherm in a cut. We're here in a different setting again. And no, we didn't come back out to Houston 2 times in a row. We've been recording podcasts back to back to back to back. He's been working. Everyone's been working. Rome got us in this cool place to film this one. Shout out Rome.
Guys, we got Rome in the cut. We're going to turn the camera real quick just to show y'all we got Rome up in here.
Oh, yeah.
A little behind the scenes for you guys.
Yeah, make sure that camera's set back where we had it, though.
Cut, you telling me what to do? What the fuck? I got you.
But yeah, so we've been out here doing, we're pooped. We're here bummy. I got my Berkeys on. So yeah, but we got a cool guest today. I'm going to let Cash introduce.
Yeah. So we're here last night. We're at Sky Lounge. Shout out Sky Lounge. Thank you guys for letting us hit this up here. Shout out Rome for getting us up here. Me and Rome got to work together last night, New Year's Eve. It was an absolute blast. My first guest shift in Houston, actually. And along with that, one of the first people I got to meet from Houston, actually, is going to be joining us on the podcast today. And this guy helped me ultimately really get through the very first Speed Rails bartending competition I did. He's a man, the myth, the legend, the soulja boy. Crank that. Remember the Alamo. We got the pull-up king on today, Henry Salmeron. Yes, sir. Welcome in, brother.
What's up, Henry?
What's up, guys?
Yeah. Welcome my boy Henry on, for sure.
I need my water.
We got a Wawa for Mac.
Wawa.
We're thirsty, bro. We got to stay hydrated.
So, Henry, how you been? You worked last night?
Good, yeah. Worked last night. I've been working. I've worked so much the last 5 weeks, but that's the push, man. Just been grinding.
You're right.
Yeah, but you know what? I exceeded my goal, and I think it's just time to recalibrate.
Oh yeah, New Year.
Take it easy for the next 2 days, and just after that, get back on the grind.
Oh yeah.
We're out here, 38th floor, 43rd floor, where you can see the skyscrapers and shit. Guys, we were just
That's Austin over there.
We were having a little argument
over there.
seconds ago. We're trying to figure out, is Dallas right here this next closest line of skyscrapers we can see? Maybe. Probably not. That might be 3 hours away. But we don't know. So we're looking. This is pretty hilarious.
Time is a construct.
Anyways, Henry,
Absolutely.
tell us a little bit give us a summary of how you got here and what you're doing right now for those that don't know yet.
Well, I've been bartending for about 14 years, give or take. Just been, grinding it out. Top paid for college and blah, blah, blah. And then fast forward to about a year ago, I started doing bartending competitions. And that's where I met Cash. And I decided to just kind of keep building on this industry where it's more of the media side, and started my own initiative over on my side of town in Clear Lake called South Belt Media. And it's got to just not only to help get some exposure and some, just some love out to like my side, but also I get to learn something on really just how to do all this media stuff, how to do the editing, how to do the recording. A lot more errors than wins, but I'm learning, so I like it.
We're kind of in that same boat right now, learning all this
Yeah.
media stuff,
Just shooting stuff, dude. Throwing it at the wall, really. If it hits, it hits.
For real. What kind of media stuff are you doing? Like videos? Are you doing are you also doing podcasts? What kind of media stuff you got going on?
Talk to us about
it. I'm not currently in the podcast space. I am considering it, but I want to kind of tailor it to. I want it to have an actual vision. Right now, it's just with the other stuff that I'm working on. Podcast kind of isn't in my realm for now. But I'm mostly doing just almost article pieces and interviews for different restaurants and bars in my area. And I don't want to limit it to just bars and restaurants. The whole thing is the service industry, but the service industry isn't just food and beer and wine. There's different services that are all over the place. Are you a dog groomer? Let me talk to you. Do you have a gym? Let me talk to you.
You're trying to expose for your
so you're not talking about service industry. You're talking about service period.
Yeah, service industry.
People who serve other people.
Exactly, because the actual what we consider the service industry, that is my passion. That's what I love to do. But there's other ways to serve the community. There's other ways to, serve a product to the people. And I want to know, how are you doing it? Why are you doing it? And all the ins and outs. And like I said, just show my community some love.
So what inspired you to do that other than like shining light on your community and stuff?
What inspired me to do it was joining Speed Rails and getting a chance to step behind the scenes, working with John Pittman, who runs Speed Rails. I was able to kind of see a different light and a different vision, on top of the fact that all those interviews and all the competitions and all the exposure that I was getting, my community was really, really liking it, but no one on my side was doing anything like that. Yeah. So I figured, well, if no one else is going to do it, might as well do it myself.
So is Clear Lake and Houston, those are two different like qualifiers?
Kind of. So the Clear Lake area is actually like a body of water, and Clear Lake used to be its own city. It got absorbed by Houston ages ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, example, I work in Clear Lake. If I call the police, I have to wait an hour because they're coming from Houston. Yeah, HPD is pulling up.
So Clear Lake was Clear Lake, and then Houston was like, come join us.
Gimme. Exactly. But yes, but the thing is like we're so far away. We're awkwardly in between Galveston and Houston that we kind of just everybody just passes by. But there's a lot of cool stuff over there.
Galveston's lit though, bro.
I agree 100%. I love
it's so funny. Like me, shout out Ava. Y'all seen Ava on the pod? Me, Ava, and Henry had a fucking blast in Galveston like a couple months ago.
Yeah,
that was so lit.
I had to pull up.
I'm about to go over there right now.
That's what we call Henry the pull-up king for a very specific reason. I don't know.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
The awareness is hit yet.
Henry has been the easiest person we've gotten on this podcast so far.
Absolutely, yeah. Henry, when they say pull up, that is one thing he does.
He pulls up.
Don't invite me anywhere. I will show up.
Love it. I love it.
Don't not invite him anywhere.
Yeah.
Because he will show up.
He will show up.
I hear you clap 3 times, say you 1 time, and then Henry's there.
Yeah, I'm like
so
Beetlejuice. More like Beetle you.
Beetlejuice.
Y'all remember that shit?
How did? Wait, the Alamo?
Yeah, I remember that shit.
So okay, we got 3 inside jokes. Tell us.
I actually don't know the inside. I only think it's funny because I know it's a joke.
Touch on it. Got you.
The tequila pineapple thing, that one's just easy. I just really enjoy tequila pineapples.
They're so good.
Yeah, it just became a thing. How I got introduced to them was I went and got a haircut, and then on my way home from said haircut, I realized it wasn't that I avoided the hangover. I was just still drunk from the night before. So by that time I was, about to pull up to the house. I'm like, oh, the hangover's about to hit. So I stopped by. I told the bartender, give me a tequila and juice. I don't care what it is, just tequila and juice right now. And so she got me a tequila pineapple. I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then the Alamo thing, it was just the idea of, it was just a skit that popped in my head of like, imagine like just the Alamo, but instead of like a giant battle, it's like a club or like a bar, and it's just like, yeah.
That would be lit.
Yeah, just like, yeah.
In there with the raccoon hat.
It's
pretty funny.
It's like, Jodo Santa Ana, that dude is banned, bro.
Oh yeah, he's not
that
coming.
Dude is not invited.
He is definitely not allowed to get a section at the Alamo.
Is the Alamo? That's a Texas thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's San Antonio.
Okay. I'm not a Texan, so I'm over here like Alamo. I didn't study history.
Alamo.
You don't
What is the Alamo?
Wait, no. The problem is she just doesn't remember, bro.
There you go. You missed
That's all it is.
And then,
you gotta remember.
And then step 3, and then one time I was having a tequila pineapple, and then I just kept making jokes about the Soulja Boy, and then I just started listening to the song every single day, and I just felt it's just an ongoing thing.
So much to the point where like when you talk about Soulja Boy, or like you hear Soulja Boy, or like you hear Crank That, you hear you, like people will actively at Henry on their story.
Yeah.
Like they will at Henry on their story when they hear like a Soulja Boy song. Or
I mean, the Soulja Boy's not gonna crank itself.
It's not. Yeah, that's
For real.
That's fair, bro.
You have to take the initiative. I want you to crank that Soulja Boy.
If you're sitting here right now, get up and start cranking that Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
But also you.
Superman that. Oh,
dude.
Sensational.
Honestly, too, to touch on like a little bit of bartender stuff and like take it back a little notch, get comfortable. We're all talking, have a good time. I got a really good question for you. You did not strike me as like this insane fucking craft bartender when I first met you. I kind of thought you were a little bit more club, which there's nothing wrong with that because like club bartenders are great, craft bartenders are great, but Henry is a badass craft cocktail bartender, bro.
I appreciate
You have
that.
given me like bitters that you made at home. You have given me like syrups. Like, what got you into like the craft side of stuff, like at all?
Well, whenever I started bartending, the craft cocktail scene started really, expanding. It was at the same time that the craft beer industry was really expanding as well. When I first started, I was working at a restaurant where our old-fashioned recipe was a packet of sugar, a maraschino cherry, 2 dashes bitters. You muddle that, ice, whiskey, stir, send. And that's what we made. And then 2 years later, it's like, wait, what's simple syrup? Oh, you just take blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm digressing.
Right.
What got me into it was the ability to take something that's just a spirit. It's very harsh, although I love spirits. It's very harsh, and you can just create something that's so much more palatable, but also take a culinary approach to it, and you can really just create something that's not remotely what the original spirit was.
Yeah, I hate mezcal, but he made me something with mezcal last night. I was like, this is actually quite tasty.
Oh yeah, that's fair. No, yeah, that's true. Because like, I guess that's a pretty valid point though. Because I've had people be like, oh, well, okay. First of all, I'm never gonna like Malort, by the way, ever. That's all you, bro. That's all you. It's cool. Like, if you tell me, hey, I can make you something good with Malort and you're gonna like it, I'm gonna tell you no. But I'm going to leave the opportunity on the table for you to make the drink. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of what the vibe was with, like, the mezcal stuff.
Oh, yeah. I got to the point last night. I was just kind of like, I want whiskey. I want tequila. I want vodka. He'd be like, all right. Like,
just shaking in there. I turn around. I'm like, Rome, where you at? Rome abandoned me for like an hour.
You're bartending right now, or are you just focused on media stuff? Where are you bartending at?
I bartend at Davenport Lounge in Clear Lake. There's a few around Texas. There's the original ones here in Houston. The second one's in Clear Lake, and the third one's in San Marcos.
If y'all are in the area, go see Henry.
Absolutely.
You heard that.
I need to get a drink from you sometime.
Yeah.
You do.
I
need to get a drink from you sometime. Dude, it's been a long ass time. I've never got a drink from you. Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm far
well,
away.
you've never got a drink from Henry?
Drive another 40
We have to be the pull-up duo to go pull up on the pull-up king.
Yeah, for real.
It's got to happen. Yeah. He's done pulled up too many times. Henry, if you could bartend anywhere in the world that you wanted, doesn't have to be in the United States, where would you want to bartend?
Honestly, I'm glad you mentioned that. So my family's from El Salvador.
Okay.
And with all of the recent just events of just it becoming a much more safe country, it's a lot of tourism, a lot of that. Hotels are getting nicer, restaurants are getting nicer, but there was such a quick change in the culture and the environment that a lot of the views on what a bartender is over there is still like, you're just a bartender. It was like, here we actually have the opportunity to create something more with that. Over there it still is like, you're just turning bottles upside down for money. Good for you.
That's pretty interesting.
I would like to go to El Salvador, not necessarily revolutionize what they're doing. That's their own country, its own culture.
It's a style.
Yeah, but I would love to go bartend in, where my heritage is from. That's what, like I said, my parents came to this country, and now I'm here. Like I said,
I went to El Salvador 2 years ago for a missions trip, and that must be pretty recent because when I went there, it was still pretty they were still figuring things out. You could tell we were in the, I forget what it's called, San Salvador. That's the main city.
Yeah. You ever been to Puerto Rico?
I haven't been to Puerto Rico.
I heard it's a great spot.
Yep. No, I'm just asking. Just putting it out there. Flips the camera back to Rome.
People soon.
Rome's like, all right, I can still chill in this room.
Shoot. Anything you can think of? Dude, I'm like,
here, no, let me ask y'all something. So with this podcast thing,
he's over here. Let's say Henry has this whole he got lights set up for us. Bro. He's got his own thing set up.
Henry was like, I'm coming in to do damage. Bro.
Oh yeah,
let's get it done.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's hear it.
But yeah, that being said, a very similar timeline about whenever I started the South Bell Media, it was about the same time y'all started this podcast. What got y'all to do this? What inspired y'all to do this podcast?
It was literally
should
just
I answer? Should you answer?
We're just let's do it.
Yeah. I don't know. It was really fucking weird. I think it was around the time that I was coming. Where was I coming home from?
Austin.
Oh, that's right. I was coming home from Austin, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be back in Lubbock. There's not much shit to do, really, for the scene.
We kind of started doing media around the same time. I had bought cute mics off of TikTok Shop, and I was like, might as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was when I started posting content in the shed, and then Mac pulled up to the shed, and then I was like, yo, like, I mean, I'm shooting cocktail stuff. You bartend. I'm like, you're a girl bartender, you know. We got two different styles. Do you want to co-host a pod with me?
Yeah, we originally were just doing an interview for John, like, because I didn't really, I kind of popped into Speed Rails and just, like, popped out real quick,
We
but,
ended up doing a podcast on accident, actually. And it came out like we were like, you know what? Let's fucking post this.
yeah.
And then, you know, it was like...
It's been a journey, though, like...
Whether it does good or doesn't do good, like, isn't even the point. It's just that we're, like, doing it. And we're all about the consistency.
Do you do your own editing and stuff?
Yes, and I'm still getting better.
Oh, my God, man. That shit's so...
It's not. That's that. Well, once again, as soon as I developed that attitude, like, God, this sucks. It's like, oh yeah, the whole reason I did this was to get better at this.
Oh yeah,
this skill. So I have to remind myself that while I'm trying to get the thing to just do the thing. It's some people make it look really easy, and kudos to them. But it also on the other side of that coin, we make bartending look really easy. So it's like,
That's true.
It's definitely a process to learn how like we had to like kind of come up with a schedule so that way I could like get videos out on time, because like sometimes problems would come up and I'd be like, sorry guys, like podcast is going to be uploaded like in a few hours. Like, don't worry, we're still doing it.
And we kind of got to a point where like we wanted to avoid that issue as much, and then I think we solidified the schedule more. And then I think also too, like if you're getting into content or anything, having like backup stuff already shot too is like, that's kind of the goal.
Yeah, we got our whole January planned out right now.
About that. I am so bad about having backup.
Man, even with my personal videos, like I with my personal videos, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then a podcast clip on Saturday when we drop it. And my consistency has honestly been like really good, because when I first started, I would get about the amount of views that I have followers, and my last video got 6,000 views, and it's been pretty consistent since then. But the consistency is the biggest thing. But like, I just try my best to get a video like ready to go the day before, so that way I don't have to worry about it the day of. Like that's been like the biggest thing for me, because otherwise, like if it gets too overwhelming, I kind of just like don't want to do it at that point. You know what I mean? So you just got to kind of like set yourself up to like be prepared if something goes wrong, because technology is just so weird.
I know it's a real thing, but it's not. It doesn't process as a real thing in my brain, because it's not a. It is just as much as a creative tool as all of the spirits or any ingredient when it comes to food. But my brain works that way, so I have to try to figure out where everything sits in my ingredient tray with media stuff, because this isn't something I can taste. This isn't something I can. I can figure out if it's gonna be good or not before I even put it out.
That's also true.
Like it's difficult. It's such a like black or white situation that you have to kind of force feed creativity.
Yeah, there's like it's 50-50. There's no 75-25 like. That's true. It's very cut and dry.
But there's
a
beauty in that. Is the fact that you have to you have to come with.
It's like a negative thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's just a challenge. It's something like I said. It's something
which is cool. Yeah.
And it feels really accomplishing when you do figure it out. We had a problem with echoing in one of our podcasts, and when I figured it out, I was like, man, I'm such a genius, bro.
I'm learning a lot from the bad ones. The bad ones, it's like it sucks putting that out, but then you're like, oh, next time, don't be a little bitch. Bring out the lights. Yes, they will impose for about 20 minutes, not the end of the world. It's fine. Bring out the lights. Like it's because it's like you go into a dark spaces, like the space that we're at now didn't necessarily need the lights, but it kind of adds a little ambient. It's like that, and just the idea of creating this area for the media, like let it have its actual space in that facility, and not have that fear of imposing on whoever you're on. Like, because you're there to do your job. It's easier if you just pop in, get your stuff in, get out, than have to and I'm saying that because I do that. I have that problem of being afraid to impose.
That makes sense.
You said being afraid of a post?
No, impose.
Oh,
like
okay.
Onto,
okay.
Like, I don't want to get in the way, but it's like, just go in, shoot your stuff, and get out. And I have to remind myself.
I feel that, though, because, like, it feels like, I'm kind of the same way when it comes to, like, I don't like to impose either. Because, I mean, when we were first starting this thing off, I feel like me and you would, like, really butt heads about stuff. And you said something, too, like, the bad ones, like, you learned so much from the bad ones. I feel like I'm not going to, like, go out there and be like, oh, this is our worst podcast. But I think, like, our less, what's the right word? like are less well taken care of on the camera side, on the editing side, on like the planned side podcast. Not that it was bad, but I think it just like taught us more like how to figure it out.
Like I have one I didn't even mess with the
agree?
camera.
I feel like it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still figuring it out. Like, and it's just like, you know, with our podcast, like we interview people and everyone's different. Like we just did a podcast and it's already so different from this one. You know what I mean? It's like, as hosts, we have to kind of like adjust and like.
You have to adjust to the person.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like
podcasting, you'll figure that out.
Like we told him, like that's the first question we usually ask people is like, this is your podcast. What do you want it to be like? Do you want it to be chill? Do you want it to be informational? What do you want to do with it? Because
some people are like, we want it to be hella informational, educational. Some people are like, hey, you know what? Get in here and cut up with us. That's it.
Yeah, because like, you know, we want to eventually interview like every part of like the nightlife scene, and it's like, you know, like, you know, if we get a stripper from New Orleans, they're not going to have anywhere the same vibe as like a bar owner. You know what I mean? So it's like
or vice versa. That like
exactly.
bar back and a door guy.
Exactly.
Planned. You know, like those are podcasts we think of too. So that stuff will be coming. But it's super cool to get different people on.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, you know, something for everybody. A place that you know, like. We're kind of just like creating a platform where everyone can share their version of it, because every experience is so different, just because this industry is so quick and it changes so much that everybody has such like a unique story when it comes to it.
I gotta bounce back to something though. You're a winner. You're a champion now. How does it feel?
It feels good. I mean, I've been chasing that for a very. It feels like a long time. But
You've always been a winner. I mean, like, to preface, guys, Speed Rolls just did another like big cross tournament where like you had to qualify out of 3 or 4 different cities, and Henry's team pulled up and took the big W at the end of the night. So shout out for that. That's fire.
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, Jose, Amelia, and Henry.
Yeah, much love to them.
Aren't they doing San Antonio as being added for the next one, or is that announced yet?
San Antonio. What do you think of the San Antonio scene? I don't really know anything about it.
I don't either.
If I'm being honest with you, I'm not familiar with the San Antonio scene all that much anyway, because the last time I went, it was for the Riverwalk. I was taking a girl that I was with at the time, and that was it. I haven't been there as a... Oh, no, I went to Fiesta, Texas. I'm digressing.
They do have a pretty good like bar industry scene, though. I didn't know about it, though.
I could see it being smaller but more effective. That's what I see.
I could see that. That makes a lot of sense.
And it's just like... And as I've mentioned in previous conversations, I think every city has its own identity on how they do their, like how their community executes and how they actively just are part of.
We were just talking
Man,
about
I'm ashy and everything on this podcast. Like, I'm a mess.
We were actually just talking about this. Hey,
Rome, real quick. I'm still recording, right? A little red dot, cool.
Yeah, I just had these last 2 nights, these last 2 days and nights have just been so go. Like we came here, it was like slamming, we got my birthday going on, and then like woke up instantly, filmed a podcast, went straight to his guest shift, and like,
oh yeah,
man, it's like these last 2 days since I've been in Houston. This morning was the first morning that I got ready in like an actual or I guess last night too, but like I didn't have all my stuff. Like I've just been like I got ready in a bar restroom, I got ready in the car, like.
I'm still.
Set up balloons and shit.
Yeah, literally.
Dude, yeah.
I didn't even have my makeup done or anything. I was like, fuck it, like this is how it's gonna be.
Dude, I was so, I still am so tired. I had a blowout on my front right tire like 2 days ago, so I'm just like, and it should be changed already, but it just, it just made more sense to like.
Well, y'all just be sleeping. Like, y'all be sleeping so long, man. Like,
I catch all them Z's like they're Pokemon, bro. I be... Bro, I sleep.
I need to cut that shit out, bro. I need to sleep less. That sounds crazy, though.
It's not
like
horrible.
I don't sleep that much.
I don't know. I feel like
I'm
men just
sleeping
sleep
at the wrong
a lot.
times.
It's honestly, it's not even, it's not the sleep. It's the efficiency of the actual day.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, because I've had that before. Like the other day I went to the gym and I was salty with myself that I wanted an extra 30 minutes, but I had to go to work on the same day that right before that I wasted 2 hours on my phone.
Yeah.
So it's like who else am I gonna be mad at? Like I'm mad that I have to go to work and I can't crank out another 30 minutes of the workout, but like I said, just wasted 2 hours on my phone doing nothing. So it's stuff like that it adds up.
Yeah, for sure.
So true.
Yeah.
Well, this podcast will have already gone out by the time this podcast comes out, but
Wait. Whoa, hold on. This
What?
podcast will already have come out by the time this podcast comes
Man,
out.
She got the
I'm
time
tired.
zone,
Dog, I'm tired too. That was crazy.
well, the podcast.
Will have already come out by the time you're watching.
Yeah, so we just filmed a podcast with Bronson and Adonis, owners of FAO, and Adonis was talking about how like you really gotta have like the self discipline to like be in this industry to like get
you're
shit
right.
done, or else like it really will consume you. Like
He's a monster, dude.
He is a monster.
he was a little intimidating. He reminded me of my
Bro,
mom.
he can run. Dude, I see that man will post stuff of like he ran like 15, 20 miles.
Oh
Like, dude,
jeez,
how? I'm like, bro.
I'm over here like New Year's. I'm gonna go for a hike.
And it's like the funny part is like he'll post it, but it's not like he's like he's,
bro,
he's over here like
He's
yeah.
over here like,
Oh yeah,
like
that was
I'm
a
like,
good
man, I
one.
wish
Real
I
light,
looked
real
like
light. You know, fifth. Yeah, that was good.
man, I'm bartending.
Now I
How do I
gotta.
get in shape like that, bro?
Yeah.
Like I'm not even eating 3 meals a day.
It's time management, but
Like,
it's like
I trained for a half marathon, did the half marathon, ended half marathon with, oh my god, that sucked.
Dude, seriously.
that's one thing. I don't like running. Like I can lift weights, I can do Pilates, dance, whatever. It's like running though. Like I don't like
I can
running.
see
I
that.
like running, man. Give me an audiobook.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, an audiobook. That's
out.
In
interesting.
there with David Goggins. Like,
Yeah, bro.
who will carry the boats?
Yeah,
something.
right now I'm tapped into the subtle art of not giving a fuck. And I will say
Hey,
this:
I've seen that
the first part of it reminded me of this dude right here, getting rope. Yeah,
I love it, bro. Flips camera back to roll.
yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, you know what book I've been reading recently? And my buddy Jordan, High Proof Preacher, he just posted this recently. It was like so funny, bro. It's just like random content stuff. The Death and Co book, dude.
Oh, that video about him in 2017.
Dude, that's me in 2024, 2025 now, but 2024. I was reading the fuck out of that book here at the end of December. I still am. It's a
Man,
good
I don't.
book.
I should probably read more. I have like so many informational books, like Diary of a CEO, like just books like that. Like, and I've gotten to like chapter 3. It's hard for me to like sit down and like read a book. You know what I mean? I should probably look into audiobooks. So I've never thought about that. Like that's like listening to a podcast almost. But like it's hard for me to just like sit down and like read a book.
Yeah, it's becoming an issue. There's a lot of people. Myself, I got so wrapped up with social media and just scrolling. One time I tried to sit down and read a book, and instead of my eyes weren't doing this, they were doing this.
Literally.
And I was like, hold on. I'm like, oh, I need.
But slow down.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I took like 6 months off of social media, and it was just because, like I said, my eyes are just trained to do this instead of just actually.
It made you
reading.
realize, like, oh shit, this is
Yeah,
really
I hit up all
consuming my
friends. I'm
mind.
like, look, all of you have my phone number. Either call me or text me. Don't send me.
6 months off of social media. Was that hard to do?
Dude, it's hard for me to do 3 days.
I can't even do an hour. I'm not even gonna
necessarily,
lie.
and it was just because whenever I did that, it was back when I was doing construction. I had my own construction company, and I was just so fucking busy that honestly, all it did was whenever I was out with my friends, I was much more active because one, I didn't get a chance to see them all that often, but when I did, and I wasn't on my phone the whole time, I was actually just talking to them, and anybody wanted to reach me, they would either text me or they would just give me a phone call. I love a good phone call. Just give me that.
Yeah, I love a phone call, too.
Let's talk for 3 minutes and get it out.
Let's
go.
talk for 45 minutes and get it out.
Yeah, that's you though. You can talk, bro. This one calls me at like 3:30.
Especially when
I
he's on
just
a
got off work.
drive.
He's not even drunk. He's just like, hey, what's up, man? Like,
Dude,
Or
I've
if
given
he's
Henry some
driving.
crazy phone calls at 4 a.m. though, like some wild ones.
I'm
When I
sit-
was living in
I'm
Austin.
sitting in my garage just like this. I'm like, yeah,
Dude, I always feel like I need to call someone when I'm crashing out.
That's a good thing, man. Like, not the crash out part, but it's like understanding that you have people around you to
Yeah,
reel
to
you
call.
in. That's
yeah.
that's really cool. That's a blessing.
He'll call me on some like we need to do this with podcast, and he'll be like, oh man, this girl won't text me back. Like, and then it's just like a whole nother conversation that keps going. It's pretty funny though. They're entertaining.
Oh, lover boy over here.
Dog. I don't know anything
Gross.
about these women. I don't know anything about them.
Sorry guys. Man,
How could you?
How could you?
I woke up this morning. I was like, man, I'm on the podcast out. Like, and then we were all like, at least we get a break, and then we were like, but we don't
Welcome
really
back.
get a break though.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, that's why whenever you asked me the question of like how do I wanted this one to go, we were all just burnt out. Like, man, let's just chop it up. Let's see where the conversation goes. Let's just.
Yeah. But we got like a little bit of like a both sides of the spectrum. You know what I mean?
We have
Yeah.
fun.
As much as it's tiring, like I really love being busy. Like I'm really blessed to be busy. Like I'm sure all of us can say the same.
I
Like
feel that.
there's like, the fact that like, dude, the fact that like I'm sitting up here right now, this is kind of crazy in itself. Like we were just in his shed. We didn't think that we'd be filming a podcast up here. Like shout out Rome for like getting us up here, and shout out you for coming and seeing us. But like I'm over here looking at Austin right now.
Yeah.
You're over here
I'm
looking at Dallas.
over there. We good, man.
What?
No, but respect to the podcast, just because y'all just started it, and now you've been traveling. You went to Dallas. You're here in Houston. Y'all are stationed out in Lubbock, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a lot of traveling just to get some content. And I don't mean that lightly. It's for the intention of grinding this out and actually putting out content that has a wide variety of just meat and potatoes. I don't know what to call it. But yeah, like respects to y'all, because that's difficult to do. Like
If I had to call a couple people and be like, yo, I want you on this fucking podcast too, like the traveling and stuff, like honestly, this guest shift last night made it feel very worth it, and shout out to Rome for that, seriously. Also, like, to spin it all the way back, shout out to John, because he kind of put me in the place to even make some of these connections too. I mean, I put myself in the place to make those for sure, but like, I mean, he was definitely a very big help in that.
It's simple. He opened the door, you walk through it.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that's how we all feel.
You can take a horse of water, but you can't make him drink.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of people who've come and gone through that
I
platform.
mean, I can think of 30 to 40 off the top of my head that I know that have came through that platform.
Yeah,
just like,
but
not dissing, but
yeah, they just come in, they get what they need, and they go.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
You do your thing.
to each its own.
Yeah, but it's one of those, like, we took it in our own direction, and yeah, it's still a lot of fun. I very much enjoy it.
Yeah. For sure. That being said, what do you think is your favorite city out of all the cities? Okay, but Houston can't be included.
No, Houston absolutely can be included. Why? Because I'm from Clear Lake. I have to travel 40 minutes just to come see anybody up in here.
That's true.
But currently, let's see. Each one has its own style. I don't know if I can pick one specific one.
I'm picking Dallas.
Yeah, man.
Maybe
I like Dallas way more now that I'm connected with bartenders there, because I would just go up there and be like, man, these Dallas people suck. But it's because I'm from Houston and we have the whole thing. But which is just it's between us and them. If anybody else talks trash about Dallas, I don't like it. I was in Louisiana once. I was like, no, you don't get to talk shit about Dallas. I get to talk shit about Dallas. You can go away.
True.
But no, I really like Dallas. Specifically the bartenders over there. A lot of them, they're real just cool, genuine people. Austin's a lot of fun. I will say this, Austin. Every time I go over there, they roll out the red carpet.
Yeah, Austin's a blast, dude.
They make sure to include you in everything. It's that level of hospitality for a city that brings in a lot of tourism for all the tech companies and blah blah blah. It's blown up so quickly, and for them to maintain that level of hospitality without making it, phony baloney, I respect that. Houston, I love Houston. It's so spread out. Like, I remember one time I went and pulled up on Rome because I was in the area, and then I was like, you know what, you want to go see Q? So we went to Q. It's like, dude, I've been driving around for 2 hours. Yeah, it's like it's so spread out.
Yeah, but you'll go see these people, bro. Like, you're like, it's just different.
Mm-hmm. But Dallas is cool. Dallas, the
Dallas is the only city I haven't got to experience yet.
What's your opinion on Austin?
On Austin?
Dallas, Houston, or Austin, Houston so far?
Yeah, I've only been to Austin, Houston so far. Dallas, I got family in Dallas, so like I don't know. Maybe I wasn't as urgent but like the more I hear y'all talk about it, I start to like get more excited to like meet everybody in Dallas. So far, Houston has been my favorite. I like the vibes down here a lot. Austin, I'm from a college town, so it just feels like a really big college town to me. But I only spent like a couple days out there.
I agree with you.
Houston feels more big city than
Sounds so
Austin.
negative towards Austin.
Oh no! I
But
mean, like
I can't
I'm literally a
technically-
college
yeah.
student, so like
Yeah.
it's nothing negative. It's just like it just felt like a bigger home to me, which is nothing
I'm
wrong
saying
with
it
that.
sound that way, but
But Houston feels like big city, and then Austin just feels like another college town to me. But
yeah.
I haven't experienced Austin as much as I feel like I've experienced Houston now at this point.
I would agree
So-
with you.
I have a question, actually. Now I'm bringing this up. From all the traveling that all of us have done just to be in the industry and either gather content, go support each other in different competitions, or just literally just pull up, see what's up. There's a lot of restaurant and bar industry conventions and events that pop all over the world. I've been fortunate enough to go to Tales of the Cocktail 3 years in a row. Incredible experience. I know you've had a chance to travel the world with it. From Portland, you didn't get a chance to go to Tales, but you went to, was it England, right?
Yeah, London.
Yeah, you did that. I personally would like to go see what, I've been to Phoenix a few times, and I like Phoenix specifically because it feels like if Houston was just 610, the 610 loop, that's Phoenix. They're like, oh, it's in North Phoenix. Oh, you mean 30 minutes away? That's nothing to us. But that being said, I do like the Phoenix bar scene, and I would like to dive into that a little more. So all that to say, is there any convention or any city or country that you would like to go see, to go experience some more of the industry?
You go first.
There's two for me right now. That's kind of tied. Boston has always been a city that's really called my name. And it's so interesting because like Boston's really like solely industry. Like there's not really much that goes on there other than like bars and clubs and stuff. But it's not talked about as much. And another one is like New Orleans, just because it just goes way back. Like there's just so much history in the industry there. Like, you know, you could talk to anybody and just like see so many things. Like, and I know a couple people there. They're what I've heard from and what I've seen. It's pretty crazy. So I'm going to Mardi Gras pretty soon, so I'm excited about that. But those are probably my two places that I resonate with most.
I like that answer. It's a good answer. I agree with you. Phoenix is one that's like definitely up, not even like necessarily like, I would say it's the most up and coming from what I hear from other people that are in the industry. And yes, I've been able to travel to a good few. I also hear about Atlanta, Georgia. It's like kind of on the come up. I think the one two for me though that I really like has been something that I really need to go see. I did not get to check out the Vegas scene when I was there. I was 15 years old. As someone that like takes flair not as seriously as I used to, only because it's been in Texas is very pushed away. I know that there are cities out there that respect it. And you know, it's not as respected in Texas. Because people just want their drink, people just want their Miller Lite and shit like that. But
Vegas is like a performance.
Yeah, Vegas is a very performance-esque bar scene, and that's kind of what I feel. That's what I feel is tailored to me.
I feel like another thing about Vegas too is like I've been to Vegas. My family's a lot of gamblers, so like we were in Vegas a lot, and literally, and yeah, that's one thing about Vegas is like that's probably why they appreciate that a little bit more is because like if you're not 21 or not loaded rich, have a family, like you can't really do anything in Vegas. Right. So it's like when you get out there, it's like you know like okay like I'm either old enough to be here or I'm really loaded and can like appreciate it. You know what I mean? So
also, I guess my second would be like I'll say my second being for like the world in general. This is one that's like actually been like the dream because I accomplished part of what was a dream yesterday, bartending up here at Sky Lounge. I'd wanted to bartend on a skyscraper forever, and that's kind of crazy to start the year that way. But I would say the biggest one for me is the Marriott Mania in Cairo, Egypt. Specifically.
That's interesting.
That is, huh?
Joe the bartender.
Yep.
Suffered the origin, suffered the master. Yeah.
Yep.
It's really interesting.
That is exactly
I haven't really dived in. I haven't really dove into
Marriott
like
Mania, Cairo, Egypt.
I haven't really dove into like industries outside of America. I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah.
I would want to go to see what it's like in the Philippines just because I'm a Filipino. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about going to potentially seek out some form of bartending gig in El Salvador until my dad mentioned it like a week or two
Yeah.
ago. Like that wasn't even on my radar.
I will tell you too, just from the experience of being out in like London and France as well, it is just so much different. Also, I mean, hell, even in the United States of America, if I'm in Miami versus Houston versus Dallas versus New York or Vegas, the scene is so much different in all of these places. Can I speak for all of them? No, but like for the ones I have been in, Dallas is different from Houston. So I'm
It's only
sure
like
Houston's
3
hella
hours
different
from each other.
Portland. Like, you know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? They're all different. The coolest thing though about it all is like once you get out into Europe, bro, I say this in like podcast viewers, take this with a grain of salt. I'm gonna ass hurt some people right now. I think the Europeans, the Japanese, and Mexico City specifically are the big three. That is the Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick of bartending in the bar scene.
Oh man, I'd love to bartend in Italy now that
New
I
York
think about
City
it.
is definitely like it's got so much culture and it's so diverse and like there's a lot there. But like London is cocktail capital of the world. Europe's just got it like that.
Yeah.
The Japanese have inspired so much technique, and then Mexico is actively taking over the cocktail scene as we speak, especially with places like Handshake. So, I don't know. That's my 3 cents on that.
And all you can be 18 to drink. So
Yeah, that's
industry
also true.
is
So they
more
make a hell of a
appreciated,
lot
I
more
guess.
money. Nah. Not gonna lie to y'all. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but
So, like I mentioned earlier, I'd had a chance to check out Phoenix, and like I
Right.
said, they got a pretty good bar scene. The city that's always called for me, because you mentioned that Boston is called for you, was Seattle.
really, I could see you out there.
I want to check out Seattle so bad.
That's Washington. That's so interesting. Like it's like cities like that, you know, that like don't really get talked about a lot, but you know they get lit. You know what I mean?
I
Like
want to pop in over there. I bet the one thing I'm not gonna like about it is I bet they're way more chill and like, but also like more intricate. So I'm gonna be the dude from Houston. Like, where's my drink? Like,
They are very chill and way more intricate. I have a friend that's out in Seattle right now. Her name's Marie, and she just got into world class. They're definitely very like 1, 2, 3.
oh, they
4.
like to slow it down, like take
Yeah,
like
I like to be snappy and flashy and quick.
yeah.
Sometimes, but
They're kind of just like
I could get slow if I'm garnishing something, or like slow if I'm like really like maybe like a tiki drink, something like specific. It has to be very specific, or I'm like presenting this to like.
what?
for
So are we
competition.
talking like Jack and Coke? They're like like what do you mean? I'm confused.
Honestly, probably. Probably. But
What is
yeah.
it? Is it just like not as like that's the capital, isn't it? Seattle's the capital of Washington. Is that a dumb question for me to ask? Why are you looking at him like brainwaving?
I don't know. Is that Dallas? Like, bro, what do you mean? Yes. We're not cutting that.
Oh, obviously, but it's
We're
just
not
like
cutting that.
Washington?
What?
Isn't Olympia the capital of Washington?
I'm done. Next. Anyways, so Henry, you had the opportunity.
Tacoma is
Oh,
the,
fuck.
oh, see
Now
you.
I look stupid. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm fucking with you guys. Now we gotta look it up. Fuck this.
No, this has been
Nobody knows actually.
This episode has been geographic.
No,
hell.
literally.
This is not an episode of Nat Geo Wall. This the Open Bar Podcast, bro.
Yeah, it's Olympia. He was right.
Oh,
I stayed quiet just because I'm like, I don't know.
I remember you thinking like, am I dumb? Like, should I?
Yeah, it's
know this?
Olympia.
Like-
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this has ended up being more informational than I thought it would be
But
in
this
a
is-
weird way.
This is like
See,
we
look,
going back to
it should've-
school.
look, Olympia's right there.
Is that
don't
it
you
right
see
there?
this? Don't you see the space needle?
Yeah,
Like,
but
Oh my gosh.
huh?
Oh, that's a good place to end on.
Oh yeah.
Olympia? Oh no.
Yeah.
But,
Shout out Olympia. If you're
no.
from Olympia, we're
Well-
sorry we butchered that a little bit.
All in all, to cut it up and finish it off, you know, I really think Henry's got a lot of good things going on. It's fucking lit to have him here. You could check this man out at Davenport in Clear Lake. You can also follow him on IG.
Check out
at
that
Henry
media.
Salmeron.
backwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
Or Salmeron Henry. my
Yeah,
bad.
I'm on Salmeron Henry. That's my personal account, and then just because I want to keep it true to that, and I also have South Belt Media. That's where I do. That's my initiative for my Clear Lake area, and just bring more exposure to the restaurant and bar industry over on that side. Plus anybody else that wants some attention over there. And yeah, I'm just kind of grinding out, kind of figure out what, just like we're all figuring out how your podcast is gonna go. I'm trying to figure out how this social media stuff is gonna go.
It's all a process.
If you want to come check out, grab a little drinky drink from me. I'm at Davenport Lounge in Clear Lake.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Y'all go pull up on the man because he will pull up on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I will show up.
Pull up on the pull up.
Henry, thank you so much for coming on, brother. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Hell
it's a
yeah,
pleasure to
Henry.
be out in your city in
Absolutely.
Houston. This is the Open Bar Podcast, episode 5.
No, this will be 6.
35.
This will be episode,
We're somewhere, guys. We'll figure it out. You
We're
know
getting
what?
somewhere.
You'll see. Read the title, man.
Read the title.
Read the title.
It's
Yeah.
episode 69.
Yeah.
Episode 69. I'm gonna title it episode 69 just for that.
Just for the clickbait?
That's funny.
Episode 1000.
Episode 391. Anyways,
Hell yeah. This is Mac.
at Mak Sherm,
Yeah, you know where to follow
Mac
her.
dot Sherm.
The GOAT. And then I am Cash Price at Cash Money Bartons on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching Open Bar Podcast. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace out for Houston for
Y'all
now.
remember that shit, all right?
Peace. The Alamo.
Bro, we need outro music.
Honestly, well, so I was gonna say I know somebody that does logos and
We
stuff
should
like
start
that.
like
So.
headbanging for the outro.
Bye, guys. We'll miss
Bye
you.
guys, we'll see y'all next podcast.